I'm so excited to tell you about a few new projects that I, for some reason, never found time to actually show you. In the last year, I was involved in 2 different theater productions. One was now on exhibition in Frankfurt a few weeks ago, and I had the chance to go and set it up live on site, which sometimes doesn't happen because I just help build up remotely. So this particular production was created in cooperation with WiP65. They are a Berlin-based feminist theater collective, so I was especially excited to work with them. The installation, I would say, was created about 1 year ago and has been on exhibition on several sites, mostly Berlin and Frankfurt so far. And this time we were in Frankfurt for the Night of Museums, so a lot of cultural places are open and have something to show or to present, and a lot of people are gathering in the city, checking out everything that is happening there. And we were setting up in Kaisersaal, a very history-heavy, big hall full of paintings of important men that were covered for another installation with big banners of important women of history, which I found very fitting because our installation also is a feminist installation. It is called Manifesto of Everyone's Own. And the idea of the installation is that you create your very own room with the help of a chatbot of an AI called Ada.
Q1, prologue in. Hello, I am Ada.
And she will guide you through a little dialogue and sometimes a little monologue maybe. And will ask you some questions on how you feel, on what you want to experience, and what you want to embrace, and what you want to show maybe. And that generates your very own media art installation, basically. So it is connected to a lot of different tech, to a projector, to a sound system, to stage tech. And for me, it was very exciting to code all of this. So let's take a look on how this works and how everything is connected. So the people enter the room and they will see an iPad, in this case, a tablet, where the chatbot is running. So we have the chatbot that I implemented as a website. Then you also have the server that controls all of the different tech aspects. Everything is running on this little Intel NUC, a perfect little, very powerful computer for these kinds of installations. I recommend them a lot. The projector is easy, that's just also showing image via HDMI. We have a multi-channel USB sound card because there are different types of sounds you're hearing. There's one speaker that is just for the iPad basically, so you have a nice talking voice sound in front of you. And then there's also the room sound where you have stereo sound around you. And you need to control them independently. And for me, most exciting part is the stage tech part. And these devices are all controlled via DMX. And so we also have a USB DMX controller that I can talk to. And you know what? Starting up the fog machine by far is the best part. But for this place in Frankfurt, we weren't allowed the fog machine. This was so sad. I was so excited to see the fog machine again. And usually setting up is super quick. In this case, we had a few people who were already preparing the stage, most of the stage tech stuff in this room. This was amazing. Basically, we arrived and most of the stuff was already sort of up and hanging. Perfect. I think the disco ball is usually provided by the location. And yeah, everything gets stacked up and connected. And then, of course, one thing changes for each setup, and that is the light position. So we have a big sheet of the DMX light position data that we need to adapt for each location where we set up. So this is one major part of the whole setup process, is like connecting and checking the lights that they point to interesting places. Or one of the focus spots always goes onto the tablet, for example. When we created this installation last year, these were super intense 4 days, so there was a rough idea on how it should work. So I prepared basically some code snippets because I was not sure how it would fit together. So we could iterate and experiment and prototype very rapidly. And WiP65 basically did the same, so they prepared some sound files already and of course had written the text and had already researched this huge archive of media, of feminist media snippets, sound files and video files that we would mash up. And then, yeah, it was very, very intense for days of creating this. And I had made a recording where we had the first successful run through of this sound room creation thing going on. And we were just partying. Super awesome. So yeah, setting it up each time now feels like having a little party, because you can make your own cool funky room and dance to some music that you created in a way. Yeah, and usually it is intended to be used or to be experienced by one person alone in a maybe rather small room, I'd say. So I think it works better in smaller, more defined rooms. But this time in Frankfurt, it was the complete opposite. We had a huge room with many people coming into it. So we decided to have a separate screen that shows what is currently going on the iPad, because that's hard to see for a big group of people. So we had this separate monitor that like mirrors the iPad. And then there's always a little bit of sort of stage fright creeping into me when there's people pouring in and trying something that you built and you're just sitting there, well, let's hope it doesn't crash. So when there's a big group of people, they are usually very hesitant to try this installation because they don't want to be the person standing in front of everybody and doing this thing where they don't know what is actually happening. And so it was very cute to see people very carefully sneaking up to the tablet and type in and look what's happening. It was very fun to just observe people using it, because this is something that I usually can't do, because it's a room of their own and they are in there and have their own very separated experience. So I had an amazing day setting this up again and experience how people use it. This is the best feeling for me, seeing people having fun with stuff that I was somehow involved in. Thanks a lot for Swoosh for the opportunity to work with me, and also thanks a lot for Frauenreferat, who invited us this time to Frankfurt to set this up. And I'm pretty sure Manifesto of Everyone's Own will be on display in more locations. So keep an eye open, and I also hope I can tell you very soon about the other theater project that I'm involved in. So I hope to see you soon again. Have a great summer. It's perfect weather out here, and enjoy your time. See you next time. Bye! Den Lockout-Button drücken, wenn du möchtest.